The day had started like any other aboard the research vessel Odyssey, floating in the vast expanse of space, light-years away from Earth. Dr. Elena Miles, the ship's leading xenobiologist, had just finished her morning coffee when the alarm sounded, a rare occurrence in the silent void of space. "Contact! Unknown vessel approaching!" the intercom blared, and Elena rushed to the command bridge, her heart racing. The crew gathered, eyes fixed on the main screen displaying the incoming craft. It was unlike any design known to human engineering, sleek, shimmering with an iridescent glow, and moving with an eerie, silent grace. As the alien ship halted a safe distance from the Odyssey, a tense silence fell over the human crew. The universal translator crackled to life and a melodious voice filled the room. "Greetings, humans. I am Lyra of the Zaltraxi. May we meet?" 2. The Zaltraxi Lyra was a sight to behold. Her skin shimmered like the surface of a starlit ocean, eyes wide and luminous, reflecting a curious intelligence. Her movements were fluid, almost dance-like, as she stepped into the airlock, escorted by 2 of her kind. Elena greeted her. "Welcome aboard the Odyssey, Lyra. I'm Dr. Elena Miles." The alien smiled, a gesture that seemed learned but genuine. "Thank you, Elena. We have observed you from afar. Now, we wish to learn." As the formalities concluded, the crew showed Lyra and her companions around the ship. They seemed particularly fascinated by human technology, pausing to inspect even the most mundane devices with wide-eyed wonder. 3. A shocking question. Later, in the ship's lab, Lyra's curiosity took a more personal turn. As Elena explained the various research projects, Lyra's gaze was intense, almost piercing. Suddenly she tilted her head, her voice tinged with a mixture of innocence and startling directness. "Elena, now show me what's between your legs, human," Lyra said, her tone clinical yet inquisitive. The room went silent. Elena, caught off guard, stuttered a response. I'm sorry, what did you ask?" "It is a simple query," Lyra continued, unblinking, "in the interest of knowledge and understanding between our species." Elena realized that Lyra's question, though shocking, was rooted in pure scientific curiosity, devoid of the implications it would have among humans. "Lyra, in human culture, that's a very private and personal matter," Elena explained gently, gauging Lyra's reaction. Lyra nodded, her face a mask of fascination. "I see. Privacy. This is valuable information. We, the Zaltraxi, share everything. It is how we understand one another." 4. Understanding and boundaries. Elena took a moment to regroup, then offered an alternative. "Perhaps I can explain human anatomy and physiology through diagrams and medical texts. It is how we study biology in a respectful and professional manner." Lyra's eyes lit up. "Yes, that would be most enlightening." The next hours were spent in deep discussion, with Elena showing Lyra various anatomical charts and models, explaining the basics of human biology. Lyra was an eager student, asking pointed questions that showed a keen grasp of biological concepts. A new beginning. As the day ended, Lyra thanked Elena for her openness and sensitivity. "Your respect for boundaries is a lesson for us. We hope to learn much from each other." Elena smiled, feeling a mix of relief and excitement. This strange, unexpected dialogue had opened a door to a relationship built on mutual respect and curiosity. "Indeed, Lyra. Let's take it one step at a time." As Lyra returned to her vessel, Elena watched the stars outside the viewing port. The universe was vast, and today it felt a little smaller, a little more connected. 6. Reflections. Back in her quarters, Elena journaled about the day's events. It was clear that this encounter would be the first of many. She wondered about the future, about what other lessons and challenges lay ahead. In the silence of her room, the stars seemed to echo her thoughts, whispers of infinite possibilities and new horizons. Elena found herself increasingly engaged with Lyra's inquiries, each day filled with questions that challenged both her scientific knowledge and her cultural perspectives. The Zaltraxi were quick learners, and their questions grew more complex, probing not only human biology, but also sociology and ethics. Cultural exchange. One morning, Lyra brought a device that resembled a holographic projector. "We wish to share as well," she declared, activating the device. It emitted a series of soft lights, projecting images of Zaltraxi life, vivid landscapes of their homeworld, social gatherings, and their advanced forms of technology. The crew of the Odyssey watched, mesmerized by the alien culture unfolding before them. Interstellar misunderstandings. During one session, a misunderstanding arose when Lyra questioned the human concept of war. "Why do you engage in conflict with others of your kind?" she asked, genuinely puzzled. Elena struggled to formulate a response that encapsulated the complexities of human conflict, from resource scarcity to ideological differences. The Zaltraxi offer. "We have observed your struggles," Lyra said thoughtfully after Elena's explanation. "Perhaps we could assist. We have technologies that ensure harmony among our people." She proposed a demonstration of a Zaltraxi device designed to enhance empathy and understanding, suggesting it might help humans overcome their conflicts. The test. With cautious optimism, Elena agreed to a small-scale test of the technology on board the Odyssey. The device was set up in the common area, and volunteers from the crew sat around it, their expressions a mix of curiosity and skepticism. The device hummed to life, emitting a soothing, pulsating light. The volunteers reported feeling a wave of calm, followed by a heightened sense of understanding towards their fellow crew members, sharing personal stories and listening with evident empathy. Reflection and decision post-experiment. The crew gathered to discuss the experience. Many felt that the technology had potential, but there were also concerns about autonomy and the ethics of using such a device. Elena took note of all feedback, knowing this information would be crucial in deciding whether to adopt this technology more broadly. A galactic bridge. As Elena reported the results to Lyra, she couldn't help but feel that they were on the brink of something transformative, not just for their two species, but potentially for all of humanity. Lyra listened intently, her eyes reflecting a mix of satisfaction and curiosity about the human response. Onward. As the days passed, Elena and her team prepared a detailed report on the empathy device, planning to send it back to Earth for further evaluation. Meanwhile, their daily interactions with the Zaltraxi continued to reveal new facets of both human and Zaltraxi life, each learning from the other, a testament to the power of interspecies dialogue. The ongoing exchange between the Odyssey crew and the Zaltraxi was more than a mere sharing of knowledge. It was a blending of worlds, an intricate dance of cosmic proportions, teaching Elena and her crew about the vastness not just of space, but of the potential for understanding within it. Feel free to indicate when to move on to the next segment, or if there's any particular direction or element you'd like to focus on in the unfolding story. The fragile balance of the Odyssey was disrupted when a system malfunction sent the ship drifting towards an asteroid field. Panic spread quickly through the crew, but Lyra remained composed. "Allow us to assist," she offered, her voice a calming presence amid the chaos. Zaltraxi ingenuity. Using their advanced navigational technologies, Lyra and her team manipulated the gravitational fields around the ship, gently steering it away from imminent danger. The crew watched in awe as the asteroids deflected off an invisible shield, leaving the Odyssey unscathed. A deeper trust. The incident deepened the crew's trust in the Zaltraxi, turning skepticism into admiration. Elena organized a meeting to discuss further collaborations. "Your actions today have not only saved our lives, but have also opened a door to deeper cooperation," she told Lyra, gratitude evident in her tone. Exploring Zaltraxi science. Intrigued by the potential of Zaltraxi technology, Elena proposed a joint research initiative. Lyra introduced her to their energy systems that harnessed cosmic rays, a clean and nearly infinite energy source. They set up a prototype on the Odyssey, teaching the human engineers how to use it, the cosmic web. As they worked together, Lyra explained how the Zaltraxi viewed the cosmos, not as a collection of resources to be exploited, but as a web of life to be nurtured and preserved. This philosophy resonated with Elena, sparking ideas for sustainable living that could transform future human space exploration. Personal bonds. During their time together, Elena and Lyra found themselves sharing not only knowledge but also personal stories, bridging the gap between human and Zaltraxi experiences. Lyra was particularly fascinated by human expressions of art and music, which were new concepts to her, a mutual understanding. One evening, as they looked out at the star-studded blackness of space, Lyra turned to Elena. "Your people and mine, we are not so different. We seek understanding, peace, and prosperity. Perhaps together we can find a path that leads to all three." Elena nodded, feeling the truth in Lyra's words. Their collaboration had started as a mission of necessity, but was evolving into a partnership of potential, preparing for the future. As the Odyssey continued its voyage, the bond between the two species strengthened. Plans were made for future joint missions, and messages were sent back to Earth, detailing the successful integration of Zaltraxi systems and philosophies. The ongoing dialogue between Elena and Lyra, enriched by their shared experiences and challenges, had become a symbol of hope, a beacon for what could be achieved when diverse civilizations chose cooperation over conflict. Let me know when you'd like to proceed, or if there's a specific focus you want for the narrative. During a routine data exchange, the Odyssey systems unexpectedly interfaced with a hidden Zaltraxi database, revealing secret surveillance records of other alien species. Elena confronted Lyra, her sense of betrayal palpable. "Why would you hide this from us?" she demanded. Zaltraxi confessions. Lyra's response was solemn. "It is our way to ensure safety and stability. We observe before we engage." Her honesty did little to mitigate the crew's disillusionment. Yet she promised transparency moving forward, offering unrestricted access to their archives. A delicate balance. Elena wrestled with the ethical implications. On one hand, the Zaltraxi had saved their lives. On the other, their surveillance methods stirred deep concerns about privacy and trust. She decided to use this knowledge as a stepping stone for fostering a deeper dialogue on interstellar ethics. Adjusting course. The revelation led to a conference aboard the Odyssey, attended by representatives from various human colonies alongside Zaltraxi diplomats. They debated boundaries and the need for oversight in alliances, ultimately drafting a preliminary framework for ethical interspecies interaction. The enigma of unity. As the conference progressed, it became clear that unity did not mean uniformity. Each species had distinct values and practices, which could either clash or converge. The challenge lay in finding a common ground that respected these differences while promoting collective well-being. Technological boundaries. To rebuild trust, Lyra suggested a collaborative project to develop a shared security system, one that would operate under the agreed ethical guidelines. This system would not only monitor, but also ensure that all activities were transparent to all involved species. Strengthening connections. Despite the initial shock of the Zaltraxi surveillance tactics, the incident spurred a broader understanding between the crew and their guests. They began to see the value in facing uncomfortable truths, using them as catalysts for growth and understanding. Preparing for tomorrow. As they implemented the new security protocols, both humans and Zaltraxi discovered that their relationship was resilient, capable of weathering storms of mistrust. They continued to work together, exploring new technologies and strategies to ensure a peaceful and prosperous coexistence. Please let me know how you would like to continue the story, or any specific elements you want to explore next. The escalation of interspecies collaborations led to the organization of a galactic summit, hosted on a neutral space station at the edge of the Andromeda Galaxy. Leaders and representatives from various civilizations gathered, drawn by the promise of forming a united intergalactic council. Diplomatic challenges. Elena was chosen as one of the human delegates, her experience with the Zaltraxi making her a prime candidate. She found herself navigating complex political landscapes, each species with its own agendas and fears about collective governance. The proposal. Amid rigorous debates, a proposal was put forth for an intergalactic peace treaty, inspired by the recent human-Zaltraxi collaboration. The treaty focused on technology exchange, mutual defense, and the protection of sovereign territories against external threats, breaking barriers. To demonstrate good faith and the benefits of cooperation, Elena and Lyra co-presented their successful partnership as a model. They highlighted their recent joint security initiative, showing how it could be adapted to benefit other alliances without compromising individual autonomy. Unexpected allies. The summit took an unexpected turn when a previously isolationist species, the Varnock, expressed interest in joining the treaty. Their advanced cloaking technology, once a subject of fear, was now on the table as a shared defensive mechanism for the Council members. Bridging differences. The biggest hurdle was addressing cultural differences that impacted treaty terms. Elena facilitated a series of workshops where species could express their unique perspectives and find common values. These sessions helped reshape the treaty into a more inclusive document. Technology for peace. As the summit drew to a close, a prototype for a shared intergalactic network was unveiled, allowing real-time communication across galaxies. It was designed to prevent conflicts through transparency and to foster a community of mutual assistance and cultural exchange. Looking to the future. The treaty was signed with a majority consensus, establishing the first intergalactic council with Elena elected as one of its inaugural representatives. The council promised to meet quarterly, rotating through different member territories to ensure all voices were heard and respected. The inaugural session of the Intergalactic Council convened on a massive space station orbiting a neutral planet, chosen for its equidistant location from all member civilizations. The architecture was a blend of various cultural aesthetics, symbolizing unity amidst diversity. Implementing the treaty. Elena, as one of the newly appointed council representatives, took the lead in discussing the implementation strategies for the treaty. She stressed the importance of rapid response mechanisms to potential conflicts and the establishment of an intergalactic peacekeeping force. Technology sharing initiatives. One of the first orders of business was the rollout of shared technological resources. Each member was to contribute knowledge to a central database accessible to all, ensuring that advancements in one corner of the galaxy could benefit all. This initiative saw its first test when a distant member reported a catastrophic natural disaster, and immediate aid was dispatched using combined technologies. Cultural exchanges and education. Recognizing the need to foster understanding beyond political and technological realms, the Council established an intergalactic cultural exchange program. This program was designed not only for diplomats and scientists, but also for students, artists, and civilians, facilitating visits between different worlds. Addressing skepticism and fear. Despite the Council's optimistic start, not all were in favor. Skepticism and fear lingered among certain factions within each member civilization. Elena addressed these concerns head-on, organizing open forums where citizens could voice their fears and receive direct responses from their leaders. The Zaltraxi revelation. Midway through the council session, Lyra took the stage to reveal that the Zaltraxi had developed a new form of energy that could potentially double the lifespan of stars. This revelation was a testament to the possibilities that the council could achieve through cooperation. The technology was offered freely, marking a significant milestone in intergalactic relations. Strengthening the galactic fabric. As the session drew to a close, Elena reflected on the progress made. The Council had not only survived its initial tests, but had started to thrive. New members were already petitioning for inclusion, and the existing ones were deepening their commitments. The promise of a united future. The final day of the Council session was marked by a celebration of unity, with performances showcasing the rich diversity of the member cultures. Looking out at the crowd, Elena felt a profound sense of accomplishment. The seeds of peace and cooperation sown here promised a future where the galaxy was not a place of conflict, but a vibrant community of shared destinies and dreams.